Hey there guys, we're taking a look at the Batman Arkham City running on the AMD Ryzen 5500U. Now this was the very last game that I tested with just the 8 gigabytes of RAM, and it really did not make any difference. We weren't even using a full 5 gigabytes on here. And this is 1080p with the absolute highest settings possible. So overall the performance that we're actually getting here is pretty impressive considering the settings. Yeah, the 1% lows are pretty low, but the averages are actually pretty solid considering this is 1080p maximum setting. What this means is that if we just adjust some settings, we can actually get a pretty consistent average here that is not going to lead to some dipping 1% lows. This is pretty much just the most aggressive scenario possible. And even like this, the game is fully playable. It certainly at least is not the worst possible experience. You could definitely get away with playing the entirety of the game like this. It'll just be running at a more console-like FPS. And you can of course limit the game to just 30 FPS if you would prefer that, because this will provide you an almost rock solid 30 FPS, especially because you'll see that the frame times for the most part are pretty flat and consistent. And that's just letting you know that we're having a pretty consistent experience for the most part. So any times that there are actually any dips are pretty infrequent. So while 1% lows of 25 can be detrimental, you can see that they're not actually occurring during gameplay. So you'll actually be able to have a very rock solid experience playing this at the absolute highest settings. And I genuinely was not expecting to get this level of performance out of this game at 1080p, because in all honesty, I really was just expecting Arkham Asylum to be the only one that would run at 1080p on here, let alone at max settings. And while for sure Arkham Asylum did give overall better performance, this is a much bigger game. So if you want to reach a consistent 60, you can of course turn down the graphics settings, but if you just want to play this at the maximum possible settings, you can get away with doing it. But anyways, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, be sure to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.